Everybody, good morning. Jeff, your executive garden. It is a wet, clammy, but sunny 98-degree morning here in Houston, Texas. Here in, was it July 7th, okay? So this episode's probably going to not be too popular with some, but others I think will appreciate it. But it really has to do with dealing with pests, okay? And I get this question often, so I'm going to answer it. So if you don't like the answers that I give and the solutions I give, then you probably should turn it off now. Now, I'm a big animal rights person. So I have dogs. I love animals. I contribute to things like saving the lions in South Africa and elephants and all that. So I'm a big animal advocate, so don't get me wrong. However, when it comes to gardening, like you see here, this beautiful garden of eggplant, I have little patience because we put up fences like this around we spend time and money to put up around to keep the pests out. And when the pests get in, it really wreaks havoc because we only grow 5 or 6 plants in this situation. And we want to enjoy the fruits of our labor ourselves, or the vegetables of our labor ourselves. But if you're in Texas, and probably most states that you're listening to, the number one issue we face in pests is mice and rats, okay? And we just got to get rid of them. They're rodents, and they really don't have any place, and they can find their ways into small cracks to wreak havoc in your garden. I'll show you what has happened here with this beautiful, what looks like a beautiful eggplant garden above, right? But down below, we've got problems, okay? So I've already gotten some. So I caught the culprit last night, which is one rat. And I'm sure where there's one, there's others, but I caught one last night. But I'm going to show you what I use to rid myself of these critters. So let's take a look at the catch first, so I won't get too graphic, but there's the catch, okay? One rat. Now you could say, what does one rat do? Let's share the fruit and the vegetables with one rat. However, let me show you just with what one rat, I believe, can do to a Japanese eggplant garden. So take a look at that. Okay? All from 2 nights. Okay? All of these eggplant are ruined. Okay? And sometimes, like this one, they just take one little bite out of it. Other times they gut it like these completely. And they get pretty fat. Okay? So this is just one. This could be tomatoes. This could be cucumbers. This could be peppers. In fact, my pepper garden, I lost about 25 peppers this year due to rats. It's usually when I go away for 2 days and I come back and I find this, and it's too late, okay, to set the traps. It's not too late, but too late to save the fruit or the vegetables. So that's a problem. So let me show you what I do here, okay, and I opened up this side of the fence and I'm over at Tony's garden, and I'll show you what I do. So I'm going to put some disclaimers here because I want you to really be careful to protect all other animals other than rats and mice, okay? And I know I'm going to get this, so I'll address it right now. Birds, I pretty much leave alone, okay? I grow enough, I grow most of my fruit within a caged area, caged roof, caged around, so there's no way for birds to get in. You got to spend money if you don't want to, or put nets up or something. And it's obviously illegal to shoot birds, and I just wouldn't do that. And I grow enough cherry tomatoes that they can have some. Rats and mice are a different situation in my book. So there's 2 different types of traps I have. So the ones that I found to be the best, I'm not going to give the brands. You can go to the store. This is a famous brand. You simply put the piece of tomato, they hit that white thing, bam, snaps on them as you saw with a rat, okay? Kills them instantaneously. No pain, no suffering for the rat. They're done. The good thing about this is they're like $3 or $4 versus the vector ones that are wood. Those things rot. They're ineffective, and you need a stronger one. The mice, the other ones may kill. The rats, they won't. So this will kill a rat, okay? And they're plastic, so they don't rot and they last forever. So get yourself 4 or 5 of these, okay? And then the other thing I use, again, I'm not going to say the name. This is rat poison. that they seem to love and they eat a lot. And now the thing to be careful about this is that you probably only want to use this outside. Don't use it in your house, because a rat goes, what they do is they eat it and it makes them very thirsty, and it just kills them. It's poison, okay? And you don't want a rat dying in your attic or your cellar and it's just smelling up the rest of your house. So use those outside. Now the caveat that I will say with both of these is you have to be very careful, okay? You do not want things like stray cats getting into them, raccoons, other dogs, for goodness sake, house pets, any other type of animal getting into them. So where I set these things are where I know my animals can't get to them. And for the most part, no larger wild animal can get to them, raccoon, possum. However, last week, unfortunately, in my garden we have a space that's about like this that a rat could get through, and a baby raccoon did get through. And it didn't kill him, but it snapped him by the foot or the tail. And I was away, and my wife had to deal with the possum because it was hissing at her and so forth, so she called animal control. But that's a rarity. I usually don't have baby possums. A regular possum wouldn't be able to get into my all caged in area. But my point is, you don't want a cat or a dog, or certainly your family pet, to eat the rat poison. So wherever you put it, like I'm putting this in Tony's garden, it's completely fenced off, and I know there's no animals, no dogs, no cats around, so they won't get into it. This could kill, seriously hurt your pets if they get into that poison, and certainly it could hurt maybe their foot or something if that snaps on their foot, okay? So you want to be very careful about where you set these. Having said that, they're highly effective against mice, rats, which is, again, in Texas here, is a #1 issue that I face, and I don't have any empathy for that because they just do havoc. So again, unless you want your your vegetable garden to look like this in a day or two, set the trap. Again, I'm not a fan of anything that makes anything suffer. These things snap on them, snap their neck real quick, and they're dead. I don't like people who put glue traps down. I think that's inhumane. If you're going to kill them quick and get it done with. But otherwise, you know, again, so you have 8 eggplant here that are done. I have peppers growing over there that would be knocked out too. I got cucumbers, rats love to gnaw on them. I've got cantaloupe starting. I've got melons starting in there. And you'd be surprised, you'd be very surprised what those little things can do, those mice, rats do. These rats can gnaw into, I mean, if they can get into an eggplant, they can probably, I don't know if they can get into a cantaloupe or a melon, but they can do some serious damage. Tomatoes they love, so tomatoes they will take 1 or 2 bites and leave the rest. Your tomatoes ruined, same with peppers. So again, this is an episode quick on how to protect your fruits and vegetables of your labor from really mice and rats. And again, I caution, please do not put these things, these traps or poison out where there's any chance of a bigger animal, a neighbor's pet or your pet getting into it. It's not worth it. And quite frankly, I would tell you, especially if you have a cat and it's an outside cat, they will take care of the mice and the rats. Best hunters ever. I would not use anything like this because you're going to harm your family pet or your neighbor's pet or a cat that maybe just live out in the wild. So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this. I found these 2 things, the rat poison and this black plastic rat trap, to be the most effective, and I gather a ton of mice and rats and dispose of them in a humane way. Anyway, I hope this answers a lot of people's questions. I get questions all the time. People take a picture of their fruit, their vegetable. I'd say 9 out of 10 times it's a rat or a mouse, okay? Until next time, Jeff, your executive gardener, take care, bye.